Hello and welcome to day 2 of the 5-day series, all about binging and getting out of that cycle once and for all in line with the lift method. Sorry guys, I was looking very dark, I just had to switch my light on. But yeah, so this is day 2 of 5 of my series. So the lift method is my 6-week fat loss plan, but it is more than just a fat loss program. It's a group coaching and it's designed for you to come in to have no overwhelm, no stress, and to have structure. So you know exactly what you need to do on each week. You feel reassured with where you need to be and you're not overwhelmed or overstimulated by all this knowledge and stuff and you've got no idea what to do with it. I will take you through that stage step by step, and you'll just know exactly what to do, and you're going to leave the lift method feeling really good, really confident. You understand exactly what it is that you need to do. You are actually doing it, because sometimes you know what to do anyway. Like, you might be watching and say, well, of course I know what to do, but I'm not doing it right, and I'm not doing it. Yeah, so it'll help you do it and then also sustain it. Okay, so in the next 6 weeks, if you do join the lift method, I would do it now, because, drum roll please, the lift method has just gone live to the waiting list, and it is the early bird offer. This normally goes in 2 to 3 days, so seriously, if you're thinking about it, just get on it. It's £125 for the early bird offer, which is a whopping great big 16% off of the usual price. It's normally £150. So if you want to come join it, I'll leave the link down below. In today's episode, I'm going to talk to you why being good with food is actually self-sabotaging and hindering your progress. You might be one of those guys that said, like, but I've been really good all week. Like, what do you mean? Like, why is this scale not moving? Oh, I'm just so incapable. I just can't lose weight, you know? You're in that sort of negative headspace. Or what you could be saying at the same place, like the flip side of this is, do you know what? I feel really good this week. I feel satisfied. I've hit my cravings. My sweet tooth has been ticked off the list, should we say. I've moved my body. I have done this. And you're thinking about all the things that you have done, and you are having a little bit of a moment of self-gratitude, like, yeah, I did that, which is going to only help build self-esteem and self-confidence. And you're just feeling really good. You get into the week. You're getting to the weekend. You're knowing exactly what to do and how to deal with it, which I'll talk about in another episode. And you are genuinely just feeling like the best version of you. You haven't necessarily changed completely. You're not like this whole new person, but you've got a whole new mindset. And that is what you could be doing. That is where you could be, which isn't that just so much more exciting and positive and like, yeah, I want to be there. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. So a lot of this is about the all or nothing mindset. So like black and white thinking. This is like if I'm not perfect, then what's the point? You know, like an example with drinking could be like, well, what's the point in drinking? I either have none or I have everything. You can't just have like 1 or 2, enjoy that and stop. It's like black and white, you know? It's like, for example, if you moved into a house, this can come into effect in your actual lifestyle as well. So I know this was for mine. When I first moved into my other house, not this one, I like bought all the furniture before I'd moved in. I got in there, got the furniture in, yeah, great. Got all the furniture on day 1 of living there. All the flat pack was done by the first week. 3 months later, I hated it all. And I literally sold it all and I did the whole thing again. Because I rushed into it and I got everything in, and I had this very much like, well, if I'm going to get the TV, then I might as well get the TV stand, might as well get the side cabinet or whatever it was I bought, I can't remember, the cushions, the side tables. I might as well get all that, and then if I do that, then I might as well just buy the wardrobes now. And yeah, like I said, hated it, like literally hated it. So that's just one prime example of how it affects your life, but not only your life, your nutrition as well. And that is why it's hindering and stalling your fat loss progress. I know what it's like. You're in this like mindset of like, things have got to be perfect. Perfectionism is what is causing the binging, the restriction, the guilt, the cycle. Because if you're not perfect, then, well, what is the point? And that is the cycle, yeah? Or what you could think is, going back to drinking, oh, do you know what, actually, yeah, I'm going to go out with my girls, I'm going to go and I'm going to have dinner before I go, I'm going to go have a few drinks with them, I'm going to bloody let my hair down and enjoy myself, first of all. But I'm just going to have a few and then still be able to drive home, come home and feel good tomorrow. That is a sort of difference, you know. Like I always say, like the problem isn't actually the food, the problem isn't actually the alcohol, but we all blame the food and the alcohol first. The whole concept of like falling off track and being bad with your food it isn't the food that's the issue, it's the consequences after. You wake up the next day, you're tired, you're sluggish, you can't be bothered to move, you don't want to go for that walk, you're in this like really sluggish headspace, like, oh god, I've got nothing in the fridge at the end of the week, oh screw it, I'll just go to McDonald's and get breakfast, oh screw it, I'll just go to Tesco and get this. You eat it, it's giving you absolutely no energy at all, you're feeling flat, you're still feeling hungry, even though you know just eat it and you've just seen all this food. Psychologically you're like, oh my god, I've had all that food and I don't even, like, I can't eat anything else, but I'm still hungry, so I need to eat something else. That cycle, you can't be bothered to go to the gym. It's all those things that are hindering your fat loss, not necessarily the food. And I really want you guys to know that. Like, again, whether you join the lift method or not, don't blame the food, because it's not necessarily the problem. So yeah, if we can kind of scrap perfectionism and really work on that and work on mindset, like all or nothing mindset, then I can literally tell you now, you won't want to binge, you won't want to fall into that trap, you know? Having said that, like, if you've got a wedding coming up or something like that, something a little bit bigger, like a social occasion that comes around once in a lifetime, then that is completely different. But if it is just like on an everyday basis, every week basis, or maybe even monthly basis, you are doing that, then that is something that has to change if you do want to lose weight and be the healthiest version of you. So I always say, imagine your feet, you're in a pair of wellies, your feet are stuck in the mud. If you continue with trying to be perfect, those feet will stay stuck in the mud and you won't finish the walk back home. It is that feeling of stuck. I was about to say stuck, if that's even a word, but yeah, it's that feeling of like being really stagnant and the weight isn't moving, the progress isn't progressing, you're not getting fitter, you're still feeling flabby in areas, you know, your tummy is not reducing, you're still bloated, you're gassy, you're still not going to the toilet properly because you're stuck trying to be perfect. Which, can I just say, if you are trying to be perfect, I really do understand. I really understand, because of course you're wanting to lose weight, you're feeling uncomfortable, your clothes aren't fitting right, like of course you are feeling that way. Like, don't feel bad for feeling that way, but what I will say is, don't rush it. Don't try and change everything at once, because as I said in the first video, Rome wasn't built in a day. Instead, what you want to do is focus on the daily. What can I do every day that's going to fit into my life? So I'm going to make it fit into my life, because like, everyone's got time, but it's how you dish out your time. Because the likelihood is you're probably in a place where you're dishing all your time out to your friends, all your time out to your family, and you're not focusing on you within those two other factors. So in order to get out of that perfectionist mindset, what you want to do is stop aiming for 100% compliance. So what I mean by that is stop trying to do everything at once. Like I just said, stop trying to tick off that to-do list that's like 3 pages long in one day. I said it to a client the other day, we were just chatting, and she was saying that she just come back from holiday, she's got the washing to do, she's got to go back to work, she needs to get the food shop, and all these things are happening. So we made a little plan for her to reduce that overwhelm, and we separated them out. I said, look, you don't need to get it all done today, you don't even need to get it all done tomorrow, but by the end of the week, so when you next check in next week, I want you to have told me what you've done, and we put it into practice. So I said to her, right, for example, for this random example, I said, separate it out into your days. Have a cleaning day, have a washing day, have a whatever it is day, food shop day. Get all those things done, and then put it in a level of urgency to where it goes in the week. Also put it in a level of brain power. So that is just like one example of what I do help clients with, and what I can help with in the lift method now that I couldn't help with before. So the 70% part of this equation is what you do 70% of the time. So basically, what you never see on Instagram is the stuff that makes you progress. So like, let's just use Instagram, social media, any social platform. You always see people on there and you go, like, my client literally said it to me the other day, like, I keep talking about my clients, sorry, but it's true. She literally said to me the other day, like, I see this girl, she's lost like way more weight than me, she's been losing weight at the same time as me. And I said to her, I said to my client, she's only showing you what she wants you to see. She doesn't want you to see doing the washing, the cleaning, the ironing, the, I don't know, mopping the floor, whatever it is. She doesn't want to see you doing that. She doesn't want you to see her doing that, sorry. She wants you to see the good parts, the exciting parts. Because who wants to sit there and watch that? Some people do, but some people don't, you know? And most people won't show those things. They won't show the hard shit and the lows. And that's why it's so important not to kind of judge yourself or compare yourself to that. And not to be like, oh my god, but she's doing so well. She's not showing you all of the hard work that she's probably putting in behind the scenes to make it work. And that is something that you need to know. When it comes to 70%, focus on what your 70% is. So right now, get a pen and paper, write it in the notes on your phone, write down, or pause me here and come back later when you're finished work or whatever you are doing. Make sure you do it by the end of today. Write a list down of what your 70% is, and make sure those lists, those things are helping you to lose weight, to help you quit the binge trick cycle. So it could be like, well, just to prevent myself from binging, I'm gonna have a little bit of chocolate a day. Could be something simple as that. Write down what your things are. I would say 3 to 5 things is more than enough. And that is your 70% that you do every single day. You might have ones like workouts that flip in and out, but the 70% is like the things that you need to do to get there, basically. You might not at this moment know what your calorie is, know what workouts you need to do, know how many steps you need to do, know how much water you need to drink, because you're not being coached, you're not on the lift method yet. But just write down the fundamentals of what you need to do every day, so you're super duper clear, and then we can talk about, I can plan your specifics for you. Having said that, if you do want the specifics done for you sooner, get on that early bird access. The link is in my bio, I'll leave it in the description, because it makes my life easier. I can plan for you, and then you can plan that into your routine quicker. What I really want to say to you, and why I'm using this 70% formula that I use with all my clients, is because the other, hold on, 8 AM, 200, it's like 8 AM, let me just bear with me. The other 30% of that, of your week, of your day, is like, you might skip a workout because something happened at work where you just couldn't leave, the boss called you in for a meeting or whatever. Or it might be that you binged. The important thing to know is like, that's okay if you miss that workout because your boss came in. With my coaching, with my lift method, there is one thing that I always do, and I always have a plan B for clients. I always do. I make sure I design their plans so they have got time if that went wrong. Because like guys, like, life is going wrong, life does happen, and that's really normal to kind of accept. So if you want to see that real change, you want to get out of the perfectionist mindset, then you need to start remembering that real change is resilience, not perfectionism. So the way I'm going to solve this for you in the lift method is by giving you structure and routine that isn't rigid. It is literally flexible structure so that you can stay on track. And if you do fall off plan, you're not going to feel guilty, you're not going to feel nervous, you're not going to feel anxious. You're going to learn how to accept those moments and how to move forward with those moments through my proven strategies that have worked with all my clients and myself over the last 6 years. So without further ado, click the link in the bio if you want to join, guys. When I tell you the early bird is only for 10 humans, I'm not kidding. So ladies, get on it if you want it. Girlies, get on it if you want it. Wherever you are in the world right now, let's see you on that lift method. Let's see you supporting. Let's see you coming in and really smashing it. Any questions on that, let me know. Oh, and the link will be down in the bio to join the early access. As soon as you enroll your name and you put in your details, you will then pay, and then you are in. And then you'll get the next steps from me once you're in. I'm looking forward to having you, and see you tomorrow for the next one. In day 3, I'm speaking about the binging behavioural loop. So the real reason why you can't just have one cookie. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow in the next one. I'm looking forward to it. Remember to like and comment your thoughts and feelings, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.